And I guess I'm ready. 1, 2. Yeah, there it is. Full Thamp Modulus Tautology. Coming with another video. I've been dropping these things like, you know what I mean? So I sound kind of confused. But now I understand why I'm not getting subscribers. They blackballing me. Full Thamp has been blackballed since, you know, 13 years ago when I first came on here. I'm being facetious on that tip. Because this is a new phenomenon. It happened, I guess it started happening around the first Obama, but then it was happening under, Trump, and then once Biden took over, they broke all loose on me. So I'm not surprised. That's when I started going to Facebook jail, because they ain't like the content that I was sharing. But it's all good, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm trying to get to 75 subscribers now. I've been on 74 for the longest time. So hit that subscribe button, like, share on this information. Let other people know that the content that I create. This one, I'm about to play a puzzle game. My son told me to play puzzle games, but I'm going to also share. I do everything. I'm not afraid, right? So that's why I share, religion, politics, and scientific methodology. Like I really don't, or ideology or concepts or whatever y'all want to call it. But this one, I guess I'm giving shout outs to Karen Hem and May Good. I'm gonna tag y'all in the description area because I'm going to share a little Sabby Sabs today. Sabby Sabs is let me just say Sabby Sabs, because I've been letting the black media, quote unquote black media, Sabby Sabs is brown media, to be honest. And so I'm a Sabby Sabs is, I'm not defined, but I'm gonna say that she's a independent leftist. Sabby Sabs is an independent leftist. That means that in 2020 she voted for Jill Stein. Now, when she did it, I was like, hey, I gave her the golf clap because I did the same thing in 2016. I voted for Jill Stein and Jamu Baraka. I didn't vote for Trump or Hillary. I was one of the main ones that was, and I got it from a couple other people. But we'll talk more about that later. I don't want to. I don't want to get off track because I just want to drop this video and then get out of here. So, so Sabby Sabs is an independent leftist. She's a leftist. Okay. Now the girl that the young lady that I shared yesterday, I might have to look her name up again. I keep forgetting her name, and I'm sad. I'm apologizing about that. I'm new to her page. Oh, Carmen JC. Now I shared Carmen JC yesterday, or maybe the day before, and she is a liberal Republican. See the difference? There's a difference. Now I'm putting these two. Those are the first two that I'm sharing, ladies. I'm letting them. Hey, here's their little podcast. I'm gonna share. I shared 7 minutes of Carmen. Oh, not Carmen. What's her name again? JC. Yesterday. Yeah, Carmen JC. I shared her yesterday, and she is a liberal Republican. Where I'm going to share Sabby Sabs today. She's a leftist. She's an independent leftist, right? She said she didn't vote for Trump or Biden, right? She voted for Jill Stein. Now I did the same thing in 2016. 2020, I was like, Trump's the president, just let him keep going because the meritocracy was benefiting me. So that's what Trump was saying. He was more of the meritocracy president. So I was right there where I needed to be in order to really take it to that next level. But once Biden came in, it transferred back to fire all the black men, put in immigrants, because that's what it was under Obama. That's what it was under who was before Obama. The other boy, Bush, right? excuse me, under Bush, it was the same way. I was working under immigrants and women. You can't get, not just, say all women are immigrants, right? Um, because I am a foundational Black American, and that's what gets me in trouble on Facebook. They consider us to be the rebels, the anti globalist, and it's like I'm not against the rest of the world. In fact, hip hop is now the number one genre in the world. That's why we get confused. It's like, no, African culture or this culture. No. Hip hop culture, because it's a culture. Hip hop culture is the number one culture in the world. Y'all want to call it a genre, whether it's music, movies, or hit ups on the wall, art, graffiti, right? Hip hop is the number one genre, right? But it's really a culture. In fact, it's a community. That's what FBA represents now. It's a community, So, but I'm also supposed to play a game, Tetris. Fun fact, I guess Tetris is made by a Russian. Let me look that up real quick too. I'm over here wasting too much time. I'm trying to get it done and get up out of here. How much time did I put so far? 6 minutes. I don't want to go over 30. And I don't want to lose your attention, I guess, or whatever. But this is how I do things, nice and calm. Tetris is a tile snatch matching puzzle video game created in 1984 by Soviet engineer Alexei Pajitnov. I gotta learn how to pronunciate Russian. So 1984, I'm sure it was on regular PC or whatever at first, but I shared it yesterday because once it went to the Game Boy, which was like one of the first handheld computers, it wasn't the first, but it was the first 8-bit real removable cartridges as powerful as this right here, the Switch. This is an emulation of the NES. So you see I got Tetris up here in the upper right left hand corner, or it might be a right left hand corner. This is the original Tetris that came on the NES. It's an emulation of it. But I wanted to play a little bit of this first. Cause this here is Donkey Kong Math. And prior to Tetris, puzzle games was mostly math games, right? It's figure out how to, do the math on the game. So the earliest puzzle games, I'm trying to get it to start. The earliest puzzle games was games like this. So you see a number in the corner. I can go 8. See, but I'm actually racing. I'm supposed to be racing the second player on here. So that 72. So I'm gonna add what? So you have to figure out the math without dying, of course. Okay, 72. See if you die, then it slows you down. But I'm supposed to be racing a second player and figuring out the puzzle of adding up or whatever the proper mathematics. So 72 plus 8 is 80. So I need to add 3. I can't add. I gotta hit the plus button first, and then I add the 3. So I win, right? The other person loses. So I just wanted to show that real quick on how puzzle game, and this is more intuitive than what would have been in the previous gaming systems, as far as being a puzzle game. You know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to share there real quick. And as you can see, it would be good for 2 kids to play and get better at their math skills at the same time figuring out the quote unquote puzzle of the game. The other one is Tetris. Is a third game that I'm gonna play after the video. But I just wanted to share a little bit of Tetris. I played this yesterday, but y'all know Tetris. It's just drop the things and try to connect the you know so, and then the music is the classic Russian music or whatever, right? Let me go right here with this one there like that, and then I can boom like this. You know what I mean? So you want to try to build a brick wall or whatever. I can't fit that one like that. So I go like this with this one there. And so I'm doing a lot better today than I did. And then see, I want to build up a wall to get 4 so that I can come down and do 4 Tetris kind of a thing. That's called a Tetris or whatever. So that's all I wanted to really. I'll just let it fall or whatever for now. So yeah, that's it with the Tetris. I'll share some more Tetris because as Tetris grew over the year, they made it more and more exciting, and I might play a different, higher version later on. But and then I want to show the 2-sided game. I'm gonna play a little bit of Dr. Mario when I come back from this quick video of Savvy Sabs. Like, subscribe, share. I hope y'all enjoying this content and this quick history lesson. We'll get more into the details of 8-bit computing and all that good stuff. I know I had this playing in the background, and I'm gonna cut my voice and go right into the video, and I'll see you on the other side.
18.4%. Hawaii, Sanders 70.6%, Clinton 29.2%. Washington State, Sanders 72.7%, Clinton 27.1%. Now, Bernie's prediction a week ago was that since Hillary was no longer getting enough Southern black votes, he was going to win the victories in future states. And he is having the time of his life.
And unfortunately, the superdelegates took that away. Because you see, the Republican Party doesn't have to deal with superdelegates in a primary. I remember there were a number of us, we sat there and we watched them take states from that Bernie won. Like Bernie won every county in West Virginia. Superdelegate says at the DNC, we're giving it to Hillary Clinton. This is why the Democratic Party fails. The people had spoken during the primary, but they would rather have Hillary Clinton be the nominee for the party because she represents the interests of Wall Street. That's who the donors like. That's who the military industrial complex likes. I don't think she ever saw a war that she didn't like. That's who they like. That's who they want. And that ultimately led us down the path that we are in now. They would rather push Hillary, have her lose to Donald Trump, than actually play the game fair and let Bernie become the nominee, and who knows where it would have gone from there. And all this time you see this finger pointing here of, shout out to Power to the People, look, it's a communist dictator from both sides. You're the dictator, you're the dictator, you're the communist, you're the economist. They both work for the dictatorship of capital. But both parties use the word communist because they know that that's a scary word. Let's call them a communist, that's scary. Let's call them a socialist, that's scary. I think they're starting to realize socialist isn't as scary anymore now. That's why you hear them using communist so much more now. They both work for capital. AIPAC, Israel, Lockheed Martin, Goldman Sachs. That's who they both work for. They can't figure out other ways to get that support back. Now the Democratic Party is looking around and they don't understand Donald Trump is in the White House, but for some reason, the Democratic Party is not increasing in the polls. They're looking around, they're losing their minds, and they're like, how did we get here? We don't get it. Donald Trump is sinking in the polls, but then at the same time, we're not increasing. What are we doing wrong? It is a different age, it's a different generation. And these young kids today have woken up. People are paying attention. People are starting to see that you guys just run on not being Donald Trump. You guys don't offer us anything. You just tell us you're not that guy. And meanwhile, we are still struggling. We are trying to buy homes, but we can't. But you got 2 mansions. Now, you know, people are waking up because you start to see, just even recently, this takes us back to Obama. Barack Obama is not being treated the way that he used to. Barack Obama is being confronted more and more.
Sir,
Please.
sir, I'm not the president of the United States currently, so there's no point in shouting at me.
That was someone screaming about Gaza, about Palestine, right? So, how things have changed. Barack Obama was used to getting applauded as soon as he walks into a room, and now he walks into a room to speak and somebody's gonna shout against him. That was not the way that it used to be. But people have woken up. And no, Barack Obama, you are not the president. But when you were president, you did bomb a hell of a lot of brown people. You did. You also had a lot of deportations. And you see, Barack Obama and them, they pretend as though these things don't exist. Now, let's keep in mind, Barack Obama has 2 young daughters, young adult women. You think that his daughters didn't say anything to him about Gaza? You think these young women in their 20s didn't say anything to their father about what's happening in Gaza? People are waking up. The Democratic Party, the Democrat leadership, they don't like that. People are waking up so much to see that Kamala Harris on this book tour, she can't get through it without somebody yelling something like this.
Your legacy is genocide! The blood of the Palestinians is on your hands! You pledged your full support for Israel while they shot babies, while they blew babies up, while they burned Palestinians alive! Your legacy is genocide! You care more about protecting an apartheid state than defending the rights of Americans! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Because you see, next, Kamala Harris was supposed to take that mantle. She was supposed to be the next black face in a high place, and she was supposed to go on to be like the next Obama, the female version of Obama, but that didn't happen. And she don't know what to do with herself. And you see the way that people are approaching her, because as a part of the Democratic Party, you were supposed to stand for something different. You're supposed to stand for the working class people. You're supposed to be better on the social issues, especially social issues that affect marginalized communities. But when you let a genocide happen under your administration, and you lied to the American people, which has been revealed in your book with your own words, that you knew since July of 2024 that Benjamin Netanyahu did not want to end this war, yet you went around this campaign trail in this country telling people these lies of tirelessly ceasefires. You knew, but you continued to play the game. So the Democratic Party is in trouble, because the black face in high place doesn't work anymore. They're trying to find someone else to fill that spot. They thought it would be Kamala. It did not work. They think it's Hakeem. People don't like him either. His polling is really bad. People want him out of there. Now they're trying to push a Wes Moore, whoever the hell he's really supposed to be. But then he turns around and he blocks the reparations bill in his own damn state. That don't look too good. They are struggling.
Savvy Sabs is going in, right? And it's like, people are like, it's not funny. And it's like, I've been, adamant in trying to explain the situation. I've been really trying to explain it. And, let me come to this screen here. And that way I can run a little bit of this, I guess. And like I said, I want y'all to see it. And I guess I'm talking to Karen, him, and May Good, because they're not, wanting to argue with me or debate me. Like, they just observe. Those are the two sides, right? I just gave you both of them, right? I'm gonna share a link to Savvy Sab's whole video. You can go check it out and see that she's a leftist. She's an independent leftist, meaning she picked her direction. She chose to be a leftist, right? And right now, the leftist is about globalism, right? It's about worried about everybody except for America, right? and the LGBTQIA, but they changed that now because that doesn't work, because that's a bunch of sexual deviancy. So they changing it. They tried to change it to DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. Right? See what it is? It's the same. It's the same paint job. They just trying to change the paint job or whatever. Same car, right? The same old beat up conservative car. They just trying to change the paint on it. We're going to conserve what the Democratic Party is, right? And that's what it is. But in Obama, well, it actually happened before Obama, but Obama was the one that first raised that rainbow flag, and then Biden came and took it to the globalism to a whole nother level by just opening up the borders, right? And maybe that's when Carmen, what's her name, Carmen? I'm gonna stop forgetting her name. Well, she's still new to me, and she's young. I appreciate her work. I done watched another video of Carmen J.C., whereas Carmen J.C. is more of a liberal. She's a liberal, but she's a Republican. She's willing to accept Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, Carter G. Woodson. Like, she does her homework. I mentioned those three men, and start talking about how there used to be Negro nationalism was the movement, and that's when the tethers, the Barack Obamas, attacked us like that wasn't a good idea, and start attacking our history. Like, nah, that's where you messed up, Barack. Yeah, that's why the Democrats let them go. We don't need them anymore. We'll create a new, we'll be the Republicans versus, and that's where Elon Musk said the American Party, hey, cool, I ain't got a problem with it. And now we're hearing some people say foundational American political party. They're starting to say it, right? We were the original, well, Tariq and Jason and Professor Black Thought, Professor Black Truth, like the underground roots. We started saying foundational Black American. When I first heard it, I was like, that's ill. Then they said 1592. I was like, oh, a good year, So, okay, so this is, so my son must have been playing this. I'm playing his game then. I'm playing your game, son. So this is the special mode on, but it's kind, oh, jeez. Oh, no, this is not going to work. Oh, this is not going to work. This ain't going to work. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, come on. Oh, no, this ain't going to work. All right, so you see the premise of the game, right? Oh, jeez. So this game is a little different, but it's too hard for me right here. Come on. Nah, y'all bugging, man. That's too fast. Oh, jeez. So this is a special edition. And as you can see, it's fast. But the goal on this game, which is different than Tetris, you got to get 4. Oh, you got to get 4 in a row. Oh no. Let's turn this down. All right. So jeez, they bugging. Oh no, this ain't gonna work. And there's no way my son got it down that low. He must have. I'm already messed up. All right. So as you can see, it's not easy. Hold on. Yeah, let's turn this down a little bit. All right, a little better, but still hard. All right, so you got to get 4 in a row. So, boom. I'll just do that just to show bang. So that'll knock out those, boom, and then bam. See, I can go over the rules a little bit better later on, I guess. Cause I'll play it again. It's a fun game. It's a different kind of puzzle game. Oh, see, this is perfect one right there. That's a perfect one. And then I'll just do this right here and then I can send this one all the way over. I can send that right there to take that out. Cool. I shouldn't have did that. Yes, I should have. And then bam, right there. And then this one goes. See, I'm doing pretty good. All right, so then that'll knock that out and that. And then the red, I can knock that out there. And then I can take this one all the way over here. And then, see, I'm trying to look ahead now too. I can get my skills back. And then bam, right there. Oh, you got lucky there. Got lucky. Sometimes you get lucky like that. We'll do that like that. I messed up there, but I can move that here. Well, they give me a lot of red ones, huh? See how it's going? Pretty good. All right, so I'm pausing for a second. Let me see my time. I think I'm already over. And yeah, I'm at 26. Perfect. So I mean, like I've been saying, yeah. So I gave you both. My goal isn't to put both of these young ladies at war with each other. You know, it's Sabby has a little more experience than Carmen. I just wanted to share 2 different aspects. Carmen, I think she might be a Gen Z, whereas Sabby's a millennial. At least a millennial. I don't think she's a Gen Xer. She might be a Gen Xer. And we'll go over those dates again. But I just wanted to show you the compare and contrast where they are. One is, Sabby's the left and Carmen is the right. And they basically debated. Just, me sharing those 2 different videos and their understanding of Barack Obama is just that now Sabby is exposing that the Democrats is actually a conservative party. And what they're trying to conserve is no longer, Andrew Jackson, who was like the original Democrat, is no longer him that they're trying to conserve, or even going all the way back to Thomas Jefferson, who was the first Republican. Democracy is something that calling him a democratic republic is something that we retconned politically, historically, right? That's what we retcon, and that's where we get into the debate of the party switching. No, the switch occurred with the assassination of JFK, because JFK was a conservative, right? And once they assassinated him, that killed all the Democrat conservatism, right? Him and Robert Kennedy, they brothers. Once they killed them too, that destroyed them as a conservative party. That's why they became a quote-unquote liberal party, right? But it was actually a neocon. It was a con game to get black people who really were more liberal minded. Like, hey, we want liberation from being slaves, and they never deliver on it, and it's not their intention to deliver on it. They're going to continue this process of quote-unquote DEI, which is immigrants, people that's not from this nation, getting high positions, being the CEOs of the companies, and the foundational Black American is still pushed down to be the lower class, the harder, you know what I mean, you get the field jobs, Negro, like ninja or whatever, whatever, the N word we change to be like, we're not afraid. That's why we changed the N word to, hey, we're not afraid. You call me that, I'm gonna call you, the F word back. Like, that's what I used to do when I was walking in the streets of Kutztown at 2 a.m. all by myself. Somebody would drive by and be like, N word, right? And I would just go, F word, right back at them, right? I don't know if they was gay or not. I just, you know what I mean? It's just like, you want to say something derogatory to me, I'm gonna say something derogatory to you. If you stop the car, we just gonna have to get it on, right? Now, that's just how it was. But I'm a man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not afraid. I give myself permission to be all that I can be. And they were cowards, right? But it was us trying to, as like the Black Student Union, or et cetera, the NAACP even, like, that's what I was kind of a part of when I was there. I was on the student activity committee, thanks to JJ. I did do kind of political things in college a little bit, and the lesson then helped me to be, management, et cetera. And yes, that's why I'm done with the Democrats, because I've been knowing their game for the longest time. I'm independent. I registered independent from when I first, before I even went to college. And so sitting in the middle, I'm not in the middle, sitting above it, and seeing what the Democrats and Republicans are doing as left or right or left, how they just keep changing directions themselves, let me know, hey, one of them got to go in order for us to truly see a vision of what we need to be doing religiously, politically, and metaphysics. That's what Karis One likes to say. I give him much props for using that terminology. Philosophically, that's what he recognizes it as. But peace, compassion, unity to you all. Like, that's all I can really say, right? As we try to rebuild this nation, one God, our Father, art of time, hip hop, life, love one. As God is love, hip hop is life, time is holy. Money, you see what it's doing to us economically, right? It's nothing more than that fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist. If we build it, they will hit the like button. They will subscribe. They will even share it and become a part of this new nation that we building. You know what I mean? Whether or not it's the Republicans versus the foundational American Party, the newly foundational, the Green Party, or whatever. That's how I voted for Jill Stein and the Green Party. They Democrats too. I'm just keeping it 100. They trying to be democratic too. The Republicans, they try to practice democracy. We'll see how J.D. Vance does. He's a millennial, but it's still G and X turn. It's still our turn to take over the world. So, but like I was finishing up, money's more than a fourth dimension illusion, really, a dimension that really doesn't exist, because it's hip hop that's the art of making the most out of life. One God is understood. Peace, happiness, and harmony to you.